Good afternoon, everybody. This is Ed Carter with Trader Vision 2020, and this is the June 6th, 2018 User Workshop presentation. And thank you so much for coming this afternoon. I appreciate your time, and we'll try to make it worth your while. For those of you who don't know, again, my name's Ed Carter, and I am the architect behind Trader Vision. And by the way, this is a re-recording of the session. The video player or the video recorder crashed, and the video file is not recoverable, so I'm just going to try to buzz through and hit the high points by re-recording here for anybody who missed the presentation. I apologize, but that's technical difficulties will happen. So this is our agenda for today. I'm going to talk about the new daily blog with trade plans for any of you who are not familiar with it. We'll go through some trades that we've planned on previous weekly sessions, as well as probably some from the blog trades as well. We'll plan some new trades, and we'll answer any questions you might have. So let's go ahead and get started. I guess the first thing to do is to pull over the website. And any of you who are not aware of the blog, if you go to the blog, on the menu, Free Trade Ideas, Trader Vision 2020 or TV 2020 trade plans, I'm putting together a trade plan for the feature trade of the day, or the feature trade idea each day. And, well, you can see I give a little bit of verbiage. I give you a chart, which, of course, you can click and make larger. I provide a trade plan, same thing. You can click and make it larger. It has a little bit of write-up about it. And that's it. So that's available for every day. And if you go down through here, you'll see that they go back for a week. Been doing this for a week now. So let's go ahead and close this, and I guess I'm going to need to open up Trader Vision. Let's open up the charts, and let's go through some trades that we have looked at in the past. GoDaddy was one that we had planned out a while back, maybe last week. It broke out of it was a pop out of the box here, broke out, gave us one scary day, but then it is working since then. That's not too bad. It's still working, and we're going to let that trend work for us. STLD, one of the steals. We had a nice little kind of morning star signal there. Got an entry here, but it just wouldn't take off on us. It faded the gap up, and I'm not sure what day we entered actually, but that's where we're at, and we're just letting the trend work. Trend is continuing. Hopefully we'll get a little push off this diagonal trend line and get moving in the right direction there. GOV. Still, it just can't get going. It was a nice little entry there, but then we've fallen back. Trying to get a little push today off of this support level, but just can't quite get going on that one. SIG has been a beauty. You should have been out of this yesterday because it was earnings, and it did take out our first target yesterday. But then today it gapped up. Of course, it could have gapped down. You don't want to, I don't want to anyway, hold through earnings and assume what it'll do. So took profits yesterday and closed that one out. And then Mallinckrodt is the last one here. It's been working good. It took out our first target today, and we took profits. I think we can go through those. Again, since this is a revision, a redoing of the recording, I can't remember what I have what I have closed and what I have not closed, but I'm just looking at the plans that we had done. So Mallinckrodt here, yeah, we did today booked some of our profits here, about $100 at 9+% there. The eGov is still working. SIG was actually closed yesterday, so this one was closed. $100 shares here yesterday, not 50, and so it was a winner, and it was closed because of earnings today. I guess that's about it for those. Yeah, for those positions. The rest of them are as they are. Glue, we'll talk about that when we talk about the blog, but this one was stopped out today, and the stop was actually moved up to, I think, 565. Yeah, and so it was a $80 loss, which is 2 3/4%. We'll talk about that when we get to the blog. And I guess maybe we'll just do that next. Let's go to the blog account. These are the trades that I have planned in the last week. The one that's missing is the EXAS that was closed. But these are the open positions with the exception of Glue, which was closed out because of that bad day. Middle of the night last night, I had moved that up, that stop up based on yesterday's gap up doji at the top here. So I moved the stop up, whatever that is, 2 1/4%, something like that, to 565, and you can see we were stopped out today. Yeah, that happened just after lunch, or yeah, 12:45. So that's kind of a bummer, but nonetheless, that happens, and I'm more than happy to be out here at this point. After that ugly candle, it's kind of an evening star. At the very least, it's a gap up doji followed by a very ugly candle after this little run up, and so I'm happy to be out of that. I was asked earlier if I would get back in if we came up tomorrow, and my answer is no, I would not, because simply I'm going to have better charts, better options available to me, and so there's no need for me to trade this one. I don't marry a chart. Yes, I like the chart, but after that big ugly candle, no sense chasing that one anymore. There will be other charts that'll be better, and we'll look at a couple of them right now. Well, I guess I'll go through a couple more of the blog post. This was today's featured trade idea. Nice day. It broke out, and it has done pretty well for us. It's almost 3%. CDNA is working again, working really hard, and I have continued to move up the stop. You can see how many times I moved that stop yesterday, and then I moved that stop this evening right after the close as well. So we are, if we're stopped out, we're to the good, we're in the green, but hopefully we can get that second target, maybe even tomorrow. KRG is working for us. Again, that was where our entry was. We've now moved the stop up here to above break even, so we're basically risk free at this point. Looking for that first target there. That was our Friday trade. DDD, it needed a little relief after that big day up, and we got a nice little doji, but it held up. That's not too much. It gave up like a percent, and that's very acceptable. Hopefully we will get a nice big day tomorrow again. There's our entry, and we have again moved our stop up to the point where we are now in the green. If we're stopped out, we're making a tiny gain, which is better than any loss. So that's, I guess that was yesterday's trade. So that's what those look like. Let's plan a couple trades for tomorrow. This is the first one that I liked, Lending Club. There's a shoulder, there's a head, there's a shoulder. You can also see that we've got kind of an ugly J-hook type here. Run up, pull back, but more just inverted head and shoulders. We've got a nice breakout across this neckline, which has provided as support and resistance in the past. And our first target is up here at this previous highs and lows there. And then a second and a third target if we get that far, but certainly a second target up underneath these lows and across these highs. So let's look at the trade plan I put together for that. What is the LC? Well, let's just do it this way. Okay, so there's the LC plan. This was planned this is the one I did earlier in the webinar. So again, earnings are out of the way. It said we could buy 694 shares, but I bumped that up to 900 because even at 900, it's only a little less than 2.5% of the account. It does make our loss if stopped out here a little bit larger than I would like, but it still works. If we sell 300 shares at that first target, it's 11.25%. Obviously, if we sell it all there, we're going to do quite well. We do 3 times that, so that would be more than our goal. So if we have to sell the entire position at this first target, we will meet our goal for the trade, but we can just sell 300 to take some profits, let the other 600 ride. If we sell another 300 up here at this second target, put another 180 in the bank, and then at the third target we pick up another 230. So all in all, we're risking 162 to make 531 potentially, and of course as price moves up, we're going to get that stop up above break even so that we're working on a risk-free trade. So LC is a trade you can look at for tomorrow. Let's see, what else did I plan? I may have planned NPTN. I can't recall, to be honest with you. It looks like I did. So NPTN, again, earnings are out of the way. You can see the inverted head and shoulders kind of working there. You can see the bullish J hook that we're working off of there. And that had a morning star at the bottom of the pullback. We've now broken out, and we are now to the positive. So I'm looking for a little inside day buy, maybe a retest of that breakout area, if you will. So we're looking for a 697 entry with a 768 first target and an $8 second target and an $8.78 third target, with 656 is our stop. And what does that do for us? Small position, a little over 2% of the account, $164 with that big wide stop. And so that's almost a 6% risk. But we're looking to make 10% at the first target, almost 15% at that second target, and then 26% at that third target. So overall, we're looking to risk 164 to make 442, which is a little less than 3 to 1. And of course, as always, we'll move our stop up as price moves and try to get it quickly to a point where we have a no risk trade. But again, that NPTN is one that I like, and you could look at for tomorrow. It's got 5 bullish conditions, 1 bearish condition working for you at the moment. And hopefully we'll get a little inside day so we can get a decent buy on that. MTG was another one that I looked at, and Scripps as well. Yeah, MTG, while I like the chart, I just couldn't put together a good trade here that gave me enough of a winning proposition. So just can't do it. And what did I do wrong here? It's 11:25 entry. Is this the right chart? Yeah. 11:25 entry. It's called 11.95. I must have put down the wrong numbers. Wow. 13.15, and let's call it 13.95. And that would change things greatly. So it says we can do 450 shares. Less than 4% of the account. If we sold 150 of those shares at that first target, making about 6%, putting $100 in the bank. We're getting 2 to 1 at that first target. If we make the second target, which is probably where I would bank on the trade running into some resistance, we're picking up almost $300 there, so we would have $390 in profit at that point. But if we sold all the shares there, if we sold the other 300 there, we would be very well off with 675. But just since I planned it out with 3, let's look at it with 3. And if we did that, we're getting almost 5.5 to 1, and looking at almost $800. So we're risking 150 for a chance to make almost 800. But again, I would say that that's probably more towards that second target that I would be expecting some resistance there. So the first gap fill should work for us. And we're okay. We get more than 2 to 1 if we sell there. But up here is closer to the 200. That's where I'm thinking we'll run into more resistance. So MTG will actually make for a usable trade. And that's one for you to look at for tomorrow. And then Scripps. What is the last one I planned out? We've got a nice bull flag, so there's your run up, there's your flag. We've got a bullish engulfing candle today. You can see that we've got some resistance here that hopefully will become support once we break it. We had some highs there and some highs here and some lows. I can't remember. Yeah, it also was some lows out here. And so that's the first level. If we were to only be able to run up to this previous high, that's still a 7% gain there, but I think we can run on up into this second area here, which is closer to 10%, where it's off of this high and off of these lows. Is it off of the 5? Yeah, so there's, on a weekly chart, you can see kind of lows there. Highs and lows are matching around this area, and so that's where I'm really expecting us to run into some potential resistance there. So that's going to be my first target. My second target's up here, which is also the 61.8 extension, and also lines up on the weekly chart. So let's look at that trade plan. I guess I already had it open. Earnings are out of the way. We've got 4 bullish factors working for us, 2 bearish factors. We've got a candle signal here that for some reason did not register. We're working on a flag, as I said. Hopefully that bullish engulfing gets us started here. Looking for a buy up above today's high, so let's call it 1270. And a first target up here of 1385, and a second target up here of 15.25 with a 1240 stop. It told us we could do 500 shares, but I decided that was too big of a position, so let's knock it back down to 450 shares. At 450 shares, we're risking $135 if stopped out. If we make it only to the first target, we're going to get almost 4 to 1, and if we sold the whole position there, we'd make $517. But if we just sell half and move our stop up and let the other half ride, we're looking to make, whoops, I guess just 200 at the other one. We're looking to make almost 6 to 1 and almost $800. So risking 135 for a chance to make 800 at the second target is well worth it to me. 135 to make 500, 135 to make 800. That seems like a very good plan there, particularly with the signal, particularly with the patterns, working off a bull flag within a rounded bottom breakout. So there you go. Those are the trade plans that we did. And again, I apologize that this is a shorter video, but because of a video player or recorder crash, I had to redo the video. And if you need to contact me, here's where you can reach me: ed@tradervision2020.com, support@tradervision2020.com, and of course there are the links if you're interested. The video will be posted. You can find it under Help Tutorial Videos or on the website. Did I close the website? I did. But on the website under Products, TraderVision 2020 subscription, video tutorials is where you will find the videos once it's rendered here. So again, don't forget the blog every morning. We have not only a trade setup and plan, but also a video of my markup and trade planning. And I will talk to you next week if we don't see you in the meantime. Good trading and take care.